Hello everybody, my name is Jessica Wilson, but you can just call me Jess. I am going to be your host of Niagara 411 Live today, which I am very excited about. I'm just sitting here at Fiddler's Poorhouse enjoying my favorite drink, Cosmopolitan, just like Carrie Bradshaw in Sex and the City. I am a singer, songwriter, triple threat performer, actor from Niagara. I have some really great friends of mine in the music industry coming on today, and I'm so excited to introduce you to them. So, let's get started. Hello everybody, thank you for joining me on Niagara 411 Live today. Obviously I am not Lee, I am filling in for him today. I'm Jess and I am going to be doing the show today, so thank you so much for having me everybody, and thanks Kevin for having me here as well. We have some really great guests on today. My friend Nathanael, Judah from Shaw. We have Tenja Hagenberg coming on from Performance on Point, and we have my good friend, duo partner, and cousin Lucas Spinosa coming on to talk about Black Sheep Coffee Roasters. But first, a lot of you probably don't know who I am, so we're just going to talk about who this strange blonde girl is doing the show today. And please get involved in the comments if you want to, make a comment or have a question, or if you want to come on too. Let us know. We love when people get involved, and that what makes for an infectiously fun show. So it's gonna be good today. Awesome.
Yeah, all right, Jess. Let's tell people all about Jess Wilson, or Jessica Wilson. You kind of go by both, right?
I do go by both. You know what? You guys can call me Jess today. It's fine. Jessica's my professional name. It feels like I'm in trouble when people say it, but I am a Jess through and through. But yeah, I've been on the show a couple times, so it's interesting that I'm on the other end of it today.
Yeah, how do you feel?
I feel good. I feel very well lit and very well taken care of.
I think this is more of your comfort zone, right? In front of the camera.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
I mean, this goes back a long way. I think I first read an article about Jessica Wilson, the young singer-songwriter from Welland, I think, right? When you were probably around 13, 14 years old.
Probably 14, 15, yeah.
Yeah, and you had a little bit of success with a song in the United States, I know. And then tell us a little bit about what brought us to Jess Wilson sitting here right now.
Yeah, oh my gosh, I feel so old. It's like 12 years ago now. But basically, I started doing theater at a really young age, and then started writing pop songs. I had really big success with the Ryan Seacrest cover contest when I had entered a song there, and then that kind of blew up in the States. And then I just gigged around the region, sang with Serena Ryder, had some radio success there, and then went to school for music theater performance, and now I'm doing a stage career full time, except today I'm spending it with you fine folk, so thank you for having me.
Yeah, and I mean, stage theater stuff, that's really where you get to flex all of Jess Wilson's muscles, right? Because, I mean, you're not just an actress, you're not just a singer, you're not just a great person, you're all those things. So, and I mean, you just got back from Newfoundland, right? Tell people about. I'll bring up some pictures here because you got to play Dolly Parton.
Yes, I did, which is like the best role in the world. I just landed about a week ago from Stephenville, Newfoundland. I was there with the Stephenville Theatre Festival, and we were doing 9 to 5, the musical. Oh, yep, there she is. And that's me as Miss Dolly Parton, Dorothy Rhodes in the movie and the show, and that's my co-star Clifford. He's amazing. He was playing Mr. Hart, but it was a wonderful summer. Newfies are like the most kind human beings you will ever meet in your life. Newfoundland has the best seafood I've ever had, and I got screeched in, which was really great. If you've ever been to Newfoundland or you've been from away, they do the ceremony where you kiss the fish and you get screeched in. So it was a really great summer, and honestly, just being able to play a role like Dolly Parton is incredible, and I'm so thankful. After being out of theater for 2 years, got to return to the stage. And we did a show called Disenchanted too, where I got to play the Little Mermaid, but as an adult version. So there she is, living her country western dreams.
Yeah, that's not the Little Mermaid as I remember Ariel.
No, that's a more fun Ariel right there.
So what's going on? I've never heard of this stage show.
Yeah, so it's called Disenchanted, and it's basically about all of the Disney princesses kind of rebelling against what's expected from them in society, which is really fun. It is an adults only show where, it's encouraged. We had some kids come and that was an interesting experience, but it was a really great female-centered, female-led show. And as you can see from that picture, we're really just living our best lives. There's Rapunzel, we have Tiana, we have Sleeping Beauty, Cinderella's in the front. There's me as Ariel. Look at that lime green coat. And there's Mulan, and then we have Snow White in the back. Really great cast of really talented folks, a lot from Toronto, but some locals as well. So really great summer. So I'm back now, and I'm enjoying the sunshine here.
Now, where the hell was this? I mean, when people talk about Newfoundland, right? You talk about,
No, everybody thinks St. John's, yep.
Yeah, everybody thinks St. John's. So here, let me just put in Newfoundland, and then you can try and
Uh-oh, we're going to test my geography? All right.
All right, so here we go all the way out there. There's the rock.
There's the rock. Okay, so St. John's, as you can see, is on the far right side. Stephenville is about 11 hours from St. John's. So if you go down, all the way down to the left, to the left a little bit, a little bit more.
There's Placenta.
There you go. It's around there somewhere, I think.
Oh my gosh. Now, I actually have a family here from Placentia.
Do you?
Yeah, which is right there. Actually, not family, friends.
Oh my God,
so hi to Ray and everybody in his family. He just went back this summer as well for the first time in like 20 or 30 years, and I never knew that. So from Placentia, Newfoundland.
It's a beautiful province.
What is this place called?
Stephenville, but with a PH, like Stephen.
Oh, gosh.
I know. Yep. Population of, I think, about 6,000, but we had really, really sold-out shows, and everybody was so supportive. I felt like a little mini celebrity walking around there.
It's like a great harbor there.
It is gorgeous. Yeah, it used to be a military base, and it's close to Gander. When people ask where it's about an hour and a half from Gander, and it's about an hour from Deer Lake and Corner Brook. Was I off? Oh, I was really off on my geography.
Not bad.
Not bad. Not too shabby. I'm a performer, not a geography major, so I'm sure people in the comments will
now,
be.
did you make it out to Black Duck?
We didn't. No. Have you been?
No, it's just a hilarious name for a town, Black Duck.
Yeah, I mean, they have all these little tiny towns, beautiful beaches, rock beaches. Spent my whole summer. I'd play Dolly Parton, and then I'd get to go on a beach and have a beach fire with all amazing, amazing actors. It was so great to be back after the pandemic. So awesome.
That's pretty cool, Jess. So Newfoundland, where do you think you're going to go next? I mean, are you looking? You've done some TV in the past.
I have.
I know that.
Yes.
You've done some, and nowadays TV is kind of ambiguous. A lot of the stuff you do is probably for digital channels,
streaming
and things
sites.
like that.
Yes.
What have you done there? Like run down a bit of your resume.
Yeah, it's actually really interesting because I'm sure anybody watching the show probably knows me as a singer, but my heart lies with theater and film and television acting, and that's kind of where I got my start. Right now it's pilot season. It's what the industry calls pilot season. So any new shows that are coming up in the next year, this is when they cast them, and then they film them through the fall and the winter, and then they come out in spring and summer. So right now I'm loaded with pilot auditions, hopefully booking something soon. I have 2 wonderful, wonderful agents, and they are wonderful at their job. So even today I'm driving back to Toronto after this. I have an audition tonight. I can't reveal for what, but it is a pilot for a major streaming service, and I'm just really lucky to be back and doing what I do. I would love to book a contract like Vancouver, Calgary area, like anywhere on that side of the country. I've never been out there, but honestly, I'll take what I can get. And right now I'm here, living my best life with my Cosmo.
And I would love, Jess, we talked about this, I would love if this was like a semi-permanent gig for you, but I spoke to you the other day, and I'm like, your talent's so big that somebody's going to bring you. You said Vancouver, Calgary, you're already in Newfoundland. I mean, it's probably just a week or 2 away before you land your next gig, and you're flying off to somewhere else. What does that say about Niagara? I think it is what it is. They used to talk about Canadian talent, how we had to go south of the border to be successful. In Niagara, of course, we want to hold on and keep our talent here as much as we can, but for somebody that's in a talent industry, is that even really possible? Can you succeed residing in Niagara?
I think it's definitely possible. I mean, I did for many years. I think it's very possible to live and work locally. We have wonderful theater companies here, like the Foster Festival and Carousel Theater. We have obviously the Shaw Festival, which we will get to later in the show because I have a friend coming on who's there right now. I think it's possible. I think the Niagara region is so filled with so many talented people, and you don't necessarily have to be, I think, in Toronto to make that work. If you're willing to put in the work here, I spent many years commuting at 5, 6 a.m. to go to auditions in Toronto. I live there now, which is convenient and expensive. But I think it's possible. I think the Niagara region's really up and coming with their arts.
Well, let me ask you. I mean, trust me, this is the only time I want to bring up the pandemic word. But the pandemic changed a lot of things. And we were talking to Ace, who's just a hulk of a man that works here at Fiddler's.
Yeah.
And he also dabbles in a lot of acting. And for him, he was saying, you know what? The pandemic let me do a lot of my auditions remotely, so I just kind of send in a tape. You're going to Toronto for an audition. How do you find that balance?
I mean, there's always the option to do the tape or to go in person. I always like to go in person if I can, but a lot of casting companies now are asking for tapes, and it is much easier for a casting company to go through. I mean, they're probably seeing anywhere from 500 to 4,000 people for a role, depending on how large scale the project is. And it's so much easier for them to watch the tapes than have all of those people come in, rent out a building, do stuff in person. So I think over the next 4 or 5 years, we're going to see a lot of stuff be done virtually, including streaming of plays and musicals. And we have to compete with Netflix and Crave and all of these things. And there has to be a way that we bring live theater to your homes.
You know what? It's funny that you've mentioned that because, I own WeeStream. I co-own WeeStream with Brandon Scram. It's a streaming service, and people have asked us about theater companies. And we actually approached a couple of theater companies, and this is pre-pandemic as well. And it's interesting as technology advances so quickly that the laws that govern us haven't moved as quickly. So, for example, when you get these theater companies, if you're all of a sudden going to stream their play, what you have to pay the actors, like doubles, triples, it's crazy, and the paperwork and everything involved with it. So are you telling me that there's a bit of a light on the horizon, that hurdle's not going to be so substantial?
Well, I mean, I can't speak for, the CAEA, like the Canada's Actors Equity Association or anything like that. And, I think it's important that you do pay your actors if you are streaming, because you are going to a broader audience for sure. I am so for that, obviously. But I think it's something that, needs to be considered in the next couple of years, because not only because of COVID reasons or whatever, but just accessibility reasons. Sometimes people can't make it to a theater, even if there are accessible, theaters for people. Or what they do, now they do shows where they'll have the lights up, but it'll be for people with sensory disabilities and stuff like that. And that's really important, but I think the future is bringing theater into people's homes. Not everybody can go out on a Monday, Tuesday, Saturday night even and go see a theater show. It's just not possible, and that's not fair that they don't get to see that. So I think if I was in charge, it would be in the homes. But, there's so many logistics with that, with directors and choreographers and paying your actors, and there's a way to do it.
And that's what I think the way that it's all scripted right now and all the contracts is, the definition of broadcast is the CBC is here.
Yes.
And we're making millions of dollars off that.
Mm-hmm.
And as a result, there's a bit of a disparity between, I can't afford to pay the people the CBC rates.
Right.
But you're right, for accessibility reasons, I've even shopped around the idea of, getting together seniors' homes and putting on acts and streaming it in a bit of a closed circuit, because
I love that.
For exactly what you're saying, it's hard to get everybody on the bus and down to the theater and seated and what have you. It's a lot easier to just stream to an empty theater, and hey, everybody can come down to the common room and watch it there.
Totally fair. I mean, the actors still need to be there. They still need to prep for that show, right? So, I mean, that's where it gets complicated. Even for Dolly, my prep for Dolly Parton was 4 or 5 hours getting in wig prep and doing everything to get ready for Dolly. And if you're streaming a show, an actor still needs to do that. So I get both sides of it, but I think there's a happy medium.
That's what I think, yeah.
And I don't know what it is. But if you figure it out, let me know. Yeah. Contact me. I'll pass it on to the right people.
No, I hope that they're working it out. The unions and the guilds and everybody that's involved. Because I said, I think the language of the law just needs changed to understand that there's kind of micro broadcasting now.
Yes.
And it's not just the CBCs here, or we're selling it to a streaming service. It's local theater productions that just want to make themselves available to a broader audience. And I don't think it's every play. Let's say you did a run, right? You just did your run in Newfoundland. How many shows was that?
We did 9 shows of 9 to 5 and 10 shows of Disenchanted, and then there were 2 other shows that I wasn't in that they did as well. We had a COVID outbreak when we were there, so we canceled some shows, but I think, around in the double digits.
Right, so if you're doing 19 shows or 9 of one, 10 of another, I'm talking about just making one of them available.
Yeah, no, 100%, I agree.
Don't do them all. Don't do them all. No, it's really cool. You are gigging this weekend, and just so you know, we're just getting Nathanael all set up here, so we should get to him in a couple of minutes.
Perfect.
But you said you're going to Toronto tonight, but you're back tomorrow.
Yes, I am. So I am. I'm back tonight. Believe it or not. Don't ask me how I'm going to do that, but somehow. I'm going to be at Pilotary Wineries tonight from 6 to 9 p.m. They have a restaurant there called Barrelhead. It's run by Mike Zappatelli. It is phenomenal, some of the best wood oven pizza I've ever had in my life. And I've been to Naples, and I texted him when I was in Italy, and I said, your pizza is better than what I'm eating in Italy right now. So if you guys have a night off tonight, 6 to 9 p.m. Pilatere, and tomorrow I'm at Ravine Vineyards from 1 to 3 p.m. Perfect way to spend your Friday before the kids go back, and Labor Day weekend. And then I have 2 weeks off, and I'm going to go sit by my pool, and I'm going to unpack because I haven't done that from Newfoundland yet. And so if you have the chance, feel free to come out and listen to some live music, because we all know that we need it. It's been gone for a very long time, and we are back and better than ever.
Now,
awesome.
Tell me this, Jess. I've seen you perform a couple of times just by circumstance more than anything, like stumble in and go, oh, Jess Wilson's here. That's awesome. What do you like to play? Is there one or two songs that you're like, that's the one, I look forward to singing that every single time. I don't care who doesn't like it, I'm singing that song.
Yes. I love Angel from Montgomery by Bonnie Raitt. I love that song. And I love playing my own music, which is great too. And honestly, the newer music, like the Harry Styles, Dua Lipa stuff, is very funky. It's very fun to mix that with other stuff. I do a little bit of everything, but anything that gets people clapping or dancing. I get some obscure requests sometimes of stuff that I've never heard of, which says a lot because I've been doing this for over 10 years now. But for the most part, people love the top 40, and I love playing the top 40. Harry Styles, Dua Lipa, Katy Perry, Lady Gaga, Olivia Rodrigo, all that good stuff.
Now, I love all that. I'm an absolute pop junkie. Dua Lipa, saw her probably 5-6 years ago. She opened for Maroon 5.
Oh, no way.
And we really didn't know who she was. You know, we Googled her, looked at her Wikipedia page, didn't have anything on the radio at the time.
Right.
And now, hey, feather in my cap, because my wife and I can say, oh, yeah, we've seen Dua Lipa.
And now she's headlining Madison Square Garden.
Yeah,
it's insane.
It is pretty insane to see the rise. And that's why you always pay attention to the opening acts.
Yes. The opening acts are always the best part.
Yeah,
always
don't sleep on the opening acts. Get there in time and give them their due, because down the road, they're going to blow up, and you'll say, yeah, you know what? I remember seeing them when they were just this. I remember seeing Jess Wilson at Fiddler's Poorhouse when she was just she was just emerging onto the Canadian theater scene. Something like that.
Something like that. I hope so. Check in with me in 5 years. We'll see.
Now I want to get to Nathanael in just a second at the Shaw Festival. Find out what's happening there.
Yes.
Talented guy. A lot of people. The Shaw's right in our backyard. They don't necessarily know what's going on. But I want to ask you. I made this declaration on the weekend. Heard way too much. Florida-Georgia line, and I've determined that Florida-Georgia line is the Nickelback of country music.
That's hilarious. Yeah, I'll give you that.
Think about it. It's pretty much the same song.
Is that the
lyrics
band?
Are empty.
Is it Roll My Windows Down and Cruise?
Yes.
Yep, that's definitely the Nickelback of Canada.
Yeah, it's a Nickelback of country music.
Country music, yes.
Yeah, that's the Nickelback. We just keep pumping out the same song, and they seem to love it.
Wow.
Now,
I
do like that song.
I don't do any Florida-Georgia line. So maybe I should add that. Good for you. All right.
Let's get to the Shaw Festival.
Okay, amazing. So with me today, I have one of my best friends. His name is Nathanael Judah. He is so talented. He is currently, there he is. Hello, Nathanael. Nathanael is currently working at the Shaw Festival, recently graduated, and you're kind of taking the Canadian theater scene by storm. So I'm so glad that you made time on your busy schedule. I know you have a matinee today, correct?
Yes.
Very soon. What show do you have a matinee of today?
The Doctor's Dilemma, that's my easier show, so I'm chilling about it right now.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about the two shows. You're in two shows at Shaw right now, right? So tell us a little bit about the shows you're doing at Shaw, and give us a little bit of a description of them without giving away anything, if you can.
Okay. The Doctor's Dilemma is one of Shaw's older plays, but our director, Diana Donnelly, this year, she decided Shaw likes to be new. Shaw has a quote about always wanting to be on top of stuff. So this year we did a contemporary version of The Doctor's Dilemma. So it's actually set in 2022.
And I love that, because I think with younger audiences, you need to do that, right? These younger audiences that are coming in, you need to appeal to that demographic. And I love that Shaw is doing this. Shaw is one of the first theater companies to be doing this, and I am a huge fan of that. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's definitely a very interesting take on the show, and people have been very receptive to it, which is good, I think.
Awesome.
And Gem of the Ocean is written by August Wilson, and it's actually the Canadian premiere of this play.
Oh my
So
gosh.
It's a pretty big deal, yeah.
That's a big deal. Congratulations. So when did you start rehearsals for Shaw?
I started May 2nd.
And you guys run until when? When do your shows run?
So Doctor's Dilemma runs until October 8th.
Okay.
And Gem of the Ocean runs until October 9th.
Amazing. And are you enjoying your time in Niagara?
I am. Niagara on the Lake is beautiful, and it's always lively and bustling with people like any given day.
Yes. Well, I'm so glad that you're here, and I'm so glad that you made time because for those of you who don't know, the way Shaw Festival works is there's basically a show every single day, and you go back between both shows because you're working in rep, correct? Yes. So when I say working in rep, for those of you watching, if you don't know what that means, it means that a company will put on multiple shows at once, and actors will be cast in multiple shows at once. So Nathanael might be doing Gem one day and then Doctor's Dilemma another, which is kind of crazy to think about as an actor, as somebody who just finished rep. Like, how do you balance that all, Nathanael? Like, how do you go from one show and then the next day you're doing a completely separate role? Like, how do you prepare for that?
Yeah. It's actually very interesting because the Doctor's Dilemma is kind of like a big comedy / tragedy show, but more so comedy. And Gem of the Ocean is like a heavy drama.
Right.
So you really kind of have to like smack yourself out of it, whether you're going from the comedy or to the drama or from the drama to the comedy, because it's hard to, like, you can't have the same energy for the shows, right? So it's always interesting. You get a good little break, usually about 2 hours in between. So it's easy to go back and kind of wash off the last show and prepare for your next one, kind of deal.
Right. Which is kind of insane to think about because you're working full days. And I'm sitting here saying, I can't believe you did it, but we have to, as actors, we have to do it because Rep Company they are the future of theater.
Absolutely.
So I don't want to talk about, the pandemic too much, but what have you noticed has changed the most in either the rehearsal process or actual shows or audiences since, the last 2 years? Like, what has been the most, like, shocking change or something that you like or you don't like?
That's a good question. I would say that it's clear that there's still a lot of people who aren't comfortable with attending live theater, which is understandable. We still get good big audiences, but not as much as we usually would in the theater world. And the rehearsal process has definitely been different. At the Shaw Festival, we have kind of been going from. There was a point where masks were like optional, but that was very short-lived.
Right. Well, it's hard. It's hard when you're blocking a scene. Yeah.
So right now, I think masks are still optional for audience members coming into the Shaw Festival, but all of the employees, masks 100%, just to keep us, safe and rolling as much as possible. Of
course. Yeah, I mean, it's so interesting to see kind of like the culture shock between what was happening in 2019 and now what's happening in 2022. Yeah. And I don't think it's permanent, but it's amazing how all of these artistic directors and, company members are dealing with having to wear a mask, or like if you're filming or if you're filming or you're rehearsing like an intimacy scene, it's like there's a mask and there's like rapid tests, which is great, and we're just thankful to be working, so we have no problem with it. But there's a lot of work that goes into keeping the cast members safe, but also the audiences safe.
Yes.
So if you could tell, local audience members or even people that may be watching from out of town, like if you could tell them one piece of advice coming to Shaw Festival, if you could say one thing to get them to come see the shows, what would that be? I'm putting you on the spot. They're great shows.
I think this season at the Shaw Festival, they're definitely branching out and doing more so than just Shaw. I would actually say there's more in the season that's not Shaw than there is Shaw. So we have some contemporary pieces as well, which is, new for the festival. And I think that's definitely pointed at bringing some new people in, because not everyone wants to see period pieces and things like that. So we definitely branched out. There's another show called Everybody that's in the Studio Theater that is very, very contemporary, and it's doing very, very well with reviews and audience, reception and stuff like that. So I think we're doing well, and especially with our announcement of the 2023 season, we're definitely pushing more towards, more contemporary, fun things while also keeping to the Shaw mandate.
And the season was just announced for 2023. Can you tell our viewers what's happening in 2023? What's going on? What are the musicals? What are the plays?
Okay, well, there's a lot, but...
well, you can remember.
Yeah, so the big stage musical will be Gypsy.
Amazing.
Stephen Sondheim. Everyone loves that. One of the greatest books in a musical ever. We're also doing the Amen Corner by James Baldwin, which will also be on the festival stage.
Amazing.
Which will be featuring a gospel choir, which will be very fun.
Gorgeous.
We're also doing Prince Caspian, which I'm very excited about.
Yes.
We're bringing Narnia to Noddle, so that would be great. And we have a piece, I can't think of the name right now, but we have a piece being directed by Jackie Maxwell in the Jackie Maxwell Studio Theater.
Very special.
And yeah, it's very special to have that as well.
Well, that's so
and
great.
That's pretty much all I can remember right now, but there's actually way more.
No, and I think anybody who is interested in the 2023 season, yep, they can go to, oh, there it is. Here we go. This is the upcoming 2023 season. Gypsy, Blithe Spirit. We're waiting for the Jackie Maxwell one, the Royal George, Prince Caspian, which is a play off Narnia, which would be great for children.
Yes.
There it is. There's a Shaw Village Wooing, A Shadow of a Doubt. You guys have an awesome season coming up. And here's the Jackie Maxwell Studio. Okay, so the Playboy of the Western World. Interesting.
Yes.
The Apple Cut, the Clearing. So many opportunities for people to go see live theater. And Shaw Festival was my first live theater experience when I was very, very young. Yeah, I mean, growing up in Niagara, I spent a lot of summers at the Shaw Festival. So if you're watching this and you're looking forward to seeing some theater, you guys are doing Brigadoon. Oh my gosh, this is a stacked 2023 season.
Yes, Brigadoon.
Oh my gosh. Well, please support local artists like Nathanael at Shaw Festival, and there's still time to go get tickets for all of their shows in this season. I think you said they run until Thanksgiving weekend, right? Canadian Thanksgiving?
Oui.
Okay, oui, there it is. So thank you so much, Nathanael. And one more question for you. Do you know what's next for you, or what's going on? How would you like to be spending? I know you're taking some time off. You've been very busy. You just came from Calgary doing Soul of Motown, and you're just always booked. You're never free because everybody wants to snatch you up because you're so talented. But what's next for you? Can you say, or is it a surprise?
Well, right now it's, in limbo. I'm like, do I want to take some time off, or do I want to, do another gig? Now, my mom is very for me taking some time off. So we'll see. She wants her baby to come home. So I'm trying to decide still, but, work for us is always very, very important. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. But, I'll let you know one day.
Yeah, let me know. I will be in next week, actually, to see some shows. I've heard. Hey. Yeah, I'm really excited. And I'm sure I will see you this week at a winery for a drink. So thank you so much for coming on. I know your schedule's so busy. And thank you for giving us a sneak peek at Shaw Festival.
Of course. It's nice seeing you.
Oh my gosh, it's so nice seeing you, handsome. See you later. He's lovely. He's so talented. He is one of the most talented people I've ever met in my life, and so humble, which is so important in the industry because talent only gets you so far, and so lovely. So lovely. So go check out the Shaw Festival shows. There's lots of things to go see, and everything is really, really, really terrific this year.
Jess, can you just expand on that? Because again, I mean, you talked to Nathanael. The guy is so nice. You mentioned extremely talented. He just came from doing a Motown production, so obviously this guy's like a double, triple, quadruple threat. He can absolutely do it all. But the professionalism of the industry. You've been around the block a lot. How many people have you run into that are extremely talented but aren't personable or don't have the professionalism and find their careers stagnated because of it?
Oh my gosh, you know what? You can be the most talented person in the world, but if you have a bad attitude or you are just not a nice person to work with, people are not going to hire you, right? Directors, choreographers, production managers, like they all want to work with people that they can also be friends with. So if you're going into a room and you have crazy demands or a bad attitude or you're very arrogant, it's going to get you nowhere. And it's people like Nathanael who are so kind and so humble and so talented, truly triple threat personality, that go so far, because you don't want to work with somebody that has a bad attitude. And I won't do it. I've done it for years, and now I'm like, no thank you, on to the next nice person.
It's the one thing I always say about celebrities, and I honestly think this to be true, is for the most part, if you are a celebrity or somebody's a celebrity out there, enough people get asked about you.
Oh my gosh,
and
yes.
if you notice that there's a celebrity out there, and let's say they've been out there for 5 or 10 years, and you never recall somebody saying something nice about them, they're a total a-hole.
Yep.
Because people won't go out of their way to say that this person's a narcissist or this person's an a-hole or what have you, but it's very easy to say nice things about people.
Yes.
And if you find that nobody's ever really said anything nice about that person,
red flag.
For example, Kevin Spacey, and it took so many years, and for years you're like, Kevin Spacey, no, he's a total D.
Yeah.
I'm like, why? Well, think about it. You ever heard anybody say anything nice about so-and-so? So think about that in your life. If there's an athlete or somebody you've never met and wondered, I wonder if they're nice. Have you ever heard somebody else say nice things about them?
Yes.
And if you haven't, it's a pretty good indicator.
Yeah, and word travels fast in the industry, regardless if you're a celebrity with 10 million followers or you're an upcoming local artist with 100 followers. Like, people talk, and word travels fast, so just be humble. Do your work hard. I think we're gonna talk about some things going on in the community coming up this weekend. So as you guys know, it's Labor Day weekend, so lots of things happening all around the region. Very exciting things. So no shortenings of things to do this weekend. I believe we have the Greek festival coming up this weekend. I love Greek food, and I love the Greek festival. I think we have a video here to show you guys. I made this cute little video.
What's going on? It came as quick as you called. It's not good. Not good? What? I'm telling you, it's not good. What's going on? Just keep saying, land. Greek festival, blah, blah, blah. What are you talking
We're
about?
telling them it's Friday. It's starting Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
The festival.
The festival.
It's this weekend, and we
It's
can't
not
get rid
good.
of him. He's
It's
in
not
there.
good.
We
He's
put him in there.
He's in there. What?
Yes.
Yeah. Tell them it's Friday. It starts Friday. This Friday.
Brent, what are you doing?
Niagara Greek Festival this Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Can't wait. Gotta have baklava. Gotta have lamb. Love lamb.
Brent, it's Wednesday. What are you doing?
Can't start soon enough.
It's minus 20.
They look like they're having so much
Come to the
fun.
Greek Festival.
See you this weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Get Greek with us.
Yes.
All
See you
right.
Friday. Greek festival.
Greek festival, guys, this weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. What an awesome way to finish Labor Day weekend. That's going to be amazing. I wish I was home for the Greek festival. I haven't had a gyro since I was in Athens in May, and I'm craving one now. So thanks, Kevin, for reminding me. There it is. Yeah, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Free admission. We love that. And look at those. Oh, I'm hungry now watching this. And there's live entertainment. I won't be there. I don't play Greek music, but I wish I did, because this looks like a party. Really, really family-friendly, fun time. Opal Club entertainment. Sounds great. All right, perfect. We also have the St. Catharines downtown block party happening this weekend. I have tons of musician friends that are playing the downtown St. Catharines block party, which will be taking place just around the corner, I believe, and I've seen tons of promotion for that. So if you're looking to go listen to some live music, party a little bit, I know there's some great musicians playing that event. Here we go, the downtown St. Catharines block party. Oh my gosh!
It looks
look at
like
all
there's
those
going to be, I
musicians.
think, 3 different stages here.
Wow, and it's
very
free.
Cool.
Okay, yeah. So who do we have? Oh
You
my
probably-
gosh!
You probably know all these people.
I do know all of these people. Wonderful, wonderful bands. Lots of cool, like, alternative funk, rock music. I see Years of the Modern and Gin on there, 2 of my favorite bands. Everybody on this lineup is absolutely
I
phenomenal.
just got recently introduced to Gin. The band rocks, and that singer's got something.
Nicole is the most talented. Have you ever seen her play guitar? She's
No.
sponsored by a bunch of, she has like over like 100,000 followers on Instagram. She's like been sponsored by all of these like guitar companies, and she is so talented. So if you guys can make it out, definitely don't miss an opportunity to see Jen, because they're already playing the Toronto circuit, and I foresee in the next 2 or 3 years they're just absolutely going to blow up.
So just to clarify, I mean, this looks like it's a one-day festival, right?
Oh, is it? Oh, yeah, Saturday,
I guess so.
September
It's just
3rd.
Saturday, where the Greek festival runs right through the weekend. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I think
Yes.
even into Monday.
I think it's just Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But grab some Greek food and then go to the block party and then go back to the Greek festival.
Yeah, so here we
Wow.
got James Street stage.
Yeah, lots of stages to go see music. Really something for everyone, it looks like.
And you know what? Look, you're absolutely right, Jess. You're paying more attention than I am.
Not just a pretty face up here, Kevin. I got it. Which is rare. I usually don't remember anything. I had to ask Kevin about 7 times what time he needed me here today. Yeah, oh my gosh, some DJs too. This is great. So make sure you guys check out the Downtown St. Catharines block party. And that being said, Labor Day weekend means that the kids are going back to school on Tuesday. So watch for buses, watch for children crossing the street. Drive a little slower. If you need to make it to work that day, leave a little earlier because you're probably going to be stuck behind some buses. And for a lot of these kids, it's probably their first day back in in-person classes. So just have patience when you're on the road or when you're dealing with kids in your neighborhood. It's nerve-wracking for them, but it's also very nerve-wracking for parents who are sending their kids off to school. And I believe, yes, NRP had posted about the pedestrian crosswalks. Don't pass buses if there's somebody getting on it. And just be wary of school crossing guards. Look at that. You can be fined up to $1,000 if you don't listen to these rules. And $1,000 could get you probably 250 cosmopolitans.
Sorry, I'm going too fast on you there.
That's okay. No, it's okay. But just be wary of kids crossing the road. Parking or stopping is prohibited in areas such as school zones. We've been kind of used to parking wherever we want because schools haven't been in session, but just make sure you're not parking where kids are getting on or off. I can't believe kids are going back to school already. Like, where did summer go?
I know, that's what everybody's saying. I've got the 7 and 8 year old. I got Ayla and Alex at home that'll be returning for grade 2 and grade 4. It would be Dixième and Quatrième NA because they go to a school that parles en français.
Ah, look at that.
So they'll be going there on Tuesday, but these are all really good reminders. I want to ask you something about this. I actually thought about doing like a clandestine video because for whatever reason, I don't think it's a St. Catharines issue. I think it's an Ontario issue. Maybe it's a Niagara issue. Crosswalks. Have you noticed that people in St. Catharines pay zero attention to crosswalks?
Yeah, people everywhere kind of pay zero attention, but especially St. Catharines.
But it's not true because if you go to Vancouver, if your toe is even close to the edge of the curb at a crosswalk, traffic will like screech on their brakes.
Actually, the East Coast was the same way. Like,
That's
people
what I
would
was gonna
stop for
wonder.
us to walk across the road that there wasn't even a crosswalk. And then, you go to Toronto and you almost get hit by TTC. It's very
But
different.
why in I'll say a relatively small town like St. Catharines, and I think
Yeah.
it's pervasive across Niagara, do we not stop? My parents taught me that when you go to a crosswalk, all you have to do is stand at the edge of the road and point.
Yep.
Said if you point, the traffic will stop. And
Huh.
here, I've sat, because I stop for people, if I see them edging towards a crosswalk and it's a marked crosswalk, I stop.
Yep.
And I sit there and watch car after car after car going the other way, just oblivious to what's going on. And I don't know why we're so rude. When did that leave society? Because we go other places. You said you go Vancouver, you go into the Maritimes, and
Yeah.
people are stopping on a dime to let you
Yep.
cross the road. But here in St. Catharines, it's like, no, cross at your own risk.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's especially now that there hasn't been a lot of people on the road, I think, because people have been inside. The people just like forget that pedestrians exist. But just be extra careful coming up. I have no idea. Maybe the crosswalks need to be sparkly and pink. That's what I would do if I was mayor. I would make the crosswalks sparkly and pink, and then everybody would stop.
I think we just need to be better. Here, Jess, I'll let you. Talk a little bit about performance on point to lead us into our next guest.
Yes. Okay, guys. Tenja Hagenberg is absolutely amazing. She is a performer, actor, director, and she's a vocal coach at Performance on Point, which is a wonderful, wonderful program that I will let her talk about. She also is an agent at Pop Talent, owns that agency, and she's also worked for countless, there she is, look at gorgeous, worked for countless companies, lots of cruise lines, and I'm choking because I'm getting so excited. It's probably one of the most busiest people in the Niagara region, so Tenja, thank you for coming. I'm going to let you introduce yourself because I'm choking on my own spit, so this is Tenja, everyone.
Get that Cosmo, get that Cosmo.
I know. How are you? Thank you for making time. I know you're so busy and your hair looks lovely.
Thanks. I did say I was gonna, do it up for you.
Do a little wash. I love it. And you're wearing your Performance on Point shirt, I see.
Wear some swag.
There it is. Okay, so Tenja, tell our viewers who you are, what you do, how you got started, and I will ask questions as we go.
All right. Well, I'm Tenja Hagenberg, or Hagenberg, as Jess wrote me this morning. How do I say it? Both ways kind of work. It said, yeah. Of course, I know Jess through working in theater. We did a production of Beauty and the Beast a while back. And so, yeah, I've worked as a performer since, for a while, I guess since I was 18. And then upon graduating from Sheridan for Music Theatre, went on to work in theatres across Canada, and then did a few stints on the ships, came back home, and I was trying to, what's the last thing I did in Toronto? Evil Dead the musical. And then went back out on the ships and worked for Princess Cruises for a number of years. And then came back home and decided to come back home, not to Toronto, but to where I was born and raised in St. Catharines, and kind of went, now what? Because I didn't really want to travel anymore. After that many years of travel, proper away, and I was stationed in Los Angeles for a couple of years as well, that I was like, I wanted to be home with my family. So yeah, it made it a little bit like, what do I do now? I knew the only thing I knew how to do was theater. And thankfully there was still opportunities for me to do that without huge travel. And then I also had a very, 2 years after being home, I lost my brother, who had passed away, and that really made it like I was staying home. I was staying close to fam. And so my agent called me and asked if I wanted to do a production of Little Mermaid. And she said, I think you're gonna have a blast up there playing Ursula. And she was right, I had a blast, but I was able to meet a number of young performers here in Niagara. And I had a few parents ask if I would be willing to coach. And so I thought, well, I guess I have something to offer, and I love working with kids. And so yeah, that's how Performance on Point started. I started with like 5 students that the parents had asked me about, and by the end of that year I was at like 25, and now I have over 45 students. So yeah, it's a one-on-one coaching program, so I don't do big group things. I'm trying to think, could I do it? I was like, I'm not sure if I could do big groups, but one-on-one, I love it. I can truly say I have as much joy when I get to be up on the stage doing what I love as I do when I get to watch a student break the barriers, jump into the world, and take the room into the world they're in, and telling their story and sharing their voice. So that's how that came to be. As far as Performance on Point, the long short of that. And it's true, it keeps me very busy. Heading into the school year next week. It's a very busy schedule, and I can't wait. The summer's still been great. We had lots of people still taking lessons through the summer, but yeah, starting next week, we dive right in. So every day I'm teaching.
I love that. You are a busy lady. I don't know how you do it. I know you have some help, but for the most part, you've kind of done it basically up until now by yourself, which is insane to me. I don't know. You must drink like 1 million cups of coffee a day. I have no idea how you do it.
Yeah. And I have a lot of highlighters in my day timer. I still have the old school day timer. Like I have to have a paper. So like say coming into this month, I have the like printed out calendar that I printed out, fill that in. Then I sit with my paper calendar. Then it sits with, I get that into my phone. And I stay very like, my highlighter says like, what's a gig? What's an appointment? Where all the coaching? And
I love it.
It's, because I'm lucky enough to still be gigging as well. So
yes, okay. So I'm going to dissect everything you just said, because you're, like I said, so Tenja does everything. She's what we call a triple threat, which is acting, singing, dancing. She's wonderful at all of the above. Okay, so let's just briefly touch on cruise ships, because people always have questions about cruise ships. So like, can you kind of tell us how your time was spent on like Princess Cruises per se? Like, where did you go? Where was your favorite place you visited? What was your favorite show? How was it sleeping on a cruise ship?
Right. The only place I didn't hit was Australia and Asia. Lucky enough, my husband is still, he's a chief engineer on the ship, so I can still cruise with him. But so that's the only place that I missed. But yeah, I got to travel the world from Antarctica, South America, Northern and Southern Europe. Wow. Of course, all the Caribbean stuff, both sides, the East and West. And it was a really wonderful experience. When I finished Evil Dead, I sat there and thought, well, the auditions were starting to happen for the summer stock season and things like that. And I just was like, I just want to travel. I think also because we were in the winter.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I want to go back and travel. So when the opportunity came to work with Princess was amazing. That you were a guest entertainer. So I was a passenger if I wasn't on that stage.
Wow.
So it was a really incredible gig. Yeah, it was
The best job
awesome.
ever.
Yeah, it really was. And then you could, every port you could go out, and as long as you were ready for showtime, then we were great. And the shows there were fantastic. They're only 45-minute long, the shows there.
My gosh.
You do two of those in the evening. And they're just repeated. Of course, they do 2 seatings. And then in my last 2 contracts that I did, I was lucky enough to be asked to be part of the teams that they would build the shows on. So we would work directly with the directors and choreographers. We were based in Los Angeles for 6 months to build 6 to 8 shows. And then we would take them out on these brand new inaugural voyages with the ships. So that was really fantastic to be part of that, because I think one of the things that I missed the most was that because these shows had been really established and built, when we would go into rehearsal, it was very much they kind of wanted them done how the original person did them.
Right.
So that was something that I had voiced to my boss there, and I said I would love to be part of actually the creative process to build it. I was like, I'd really missed having that, being part of that creative and creation that we as in theater here at home get to do all the time with the new director coming in. And it can still be the same show. Gypsy can be Gypsy, but it's going to be coming in with a whole new ideas with every director and choreographer you work with. So I really missed that, and I was so thankful that they gave me that opportunity.
That's incredible, Tenja. I just feel like I'm watching, I don't know if you can see the visuals, but I'm watching you dance while you're talking. I don't think you can see it, but we have a beautiful reel of you doing your thing up right now. And you look great. Look at you, and look at your legs. They're going on for days, girl. Damn. Okay. Yeah, no, you look phenomenal. I think this is on a ship. It looks like it's on a ship. There's Statue of Liberty behind you, and you're living your best life, and you're doing your thing. And you look amazing. Okay, so tell us a little bit. We won't touch on it a lot, but so you do Performance on Point. Tell us a little bit of Performance on Point, and then also tell us about some success that you've had with some kids that you work with, because I know all of your kids are booking stuff like crazy.
Yeah, I am. Like I said, I'm super blessed to do what I do every day, because those kids just rock. And again, not all of them are young. My youngest is age 8, I think is the youngest that I coach, all the way up to mid-40s.
Awesome.
So, and I always just say for the younger ones, again, I coach. I'm very much like I coach like you're in your first year at college for music theater. Yep. So you break things down. So yeah, the 8-year-olds that I coach are super focused. So it's not for every 8-year-old for sure, but the ones that I do have, they're just, they go home and do the work and come back and are prepped, and it's awesome. So yeah, what do I do? I was like, what does Performance on Point do? We spend an hour together every week, every other week, or when somebody needs it in prep for an audition. Mm-hmm. Vocal tech is a huge part of it, vocal technique, scales, and then what we also do is spend a lot of time breaking down what a song is, whether that's pop rock, whether that's music theater, whatever they want to work on, breaking down what that lyric means, breaking down as an actor. Whole lot of monologuing. Nobody loves doing it, especially when the rhythm is stuck in their head. But we really break it down as an actor, because that is where the magic lies. I was like, the technique is there. I was like, we spend that time working on vocal tech, but the magic truly lies in telling that story. And that's where I feel like I see a lot of success with my students going into auditions. I don't focus on competitions. I didn't do competitions in theater because I didn't get into theater until later in my years. My focus is truly teaching people how to go in and get the job. So when Gypsy, before COVID was happening at the Shaw Festival, there was 8 positions for their young company, and 6 of them were my students.
Incredible. And that's incredible. I think people don't realize how big of a feat that is, but Shaw Festival is quite literally seeing hundreds and hundreds of kids for these slots. So the fact that you secured 6 out of 8, it's kind of a flex. It's kind of flexing your bragging rights for sure. That's really
very
impressive.
Proud of them. They went in there and did the work, right? They took the guidance and the help that I could offer them to go in there and feel confident and book the job. And so a number of the parents had said, like, Tenja, you need to open up an agency. And that's always been something that's like, Ooh, I want to, because I want to offer opportunities beyond what we have here in Niagara. And awesome that we have this shop, because that's amazing, because they do want to be working with Niagara-based.
Right. Yes, of course.
But I was like, I knew that a number of them were ready for the Toronto industry. And so one of the things that I did decide to open the agency, I do keep it very small. It's definitely a boutique agency. And the nice thing is, for the most part, it's people who aren't based downtown Toronto that I represent. I represent beyond Niagara, but a lot of them, I come at it in a boutique and smaller agency way. So that also I feel like it can be really intimidating to be with the big agencies in Toronto.
Yes.
And I feel like I'm able to have a great relationship with then the clients that I represent.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of them very well. And again, as a coach, it's one of those things, like I actually am bringing somebody on to help me with Performance on Point for on-camera coaching that is Niagara based, but I'm going to save those details for later.
Yes, of course.
Somebody in particular, I was like, I do coach on camera, but my focus is very much in music theater, theater. So the agency is Pop Talent Management, but again, I keep that super, super small. We've had a ton of success. Voiceover world, I mean, it's just been awesome. We've got somebody playing Thomas the Train, we've got Thomas, we've got Diesel, we've got Carly, we've got Kana, we've got, in one of the seasons, it's like a third of the cast was Pop Talent Management.
I love it. Aww.
Awesome. Yeah. And then we've had people working with Peacock Kids, a couple people doing Netflix films. So it's like, again, it's a new adventure for me. I mean, I've been doing it for a year, but it still feels new because it is a new adventure. That's constantly, there's always something to be learning and growing and understanding more. Because I was like, again, coming at it as a performer, I know how to go in the room. So typically I would be like, my agent was like, yeah, you deal with the contract. Whereas now I'm dealing with the contract. So.
Right. Yeah. And I love what you said about boutique agencies, because I've been with a couple agencies, and I'm with a boutique-ish growing now. But the larger agencies, you really do get so drowned in the roster. And I love, especially for children and parents who are like, oh my God, I have this kid doing this, and like, how does this navigate? Like, it really does need to be a boutique and intimate relationship with the agent. So I love that you're doing that, and I love that you're doing it in the Niagara region. We were talking about earlier, like, is it possible for people in the arts to stay in Niagara and work? And I was like, it's very possible. And it's possible because we have people like you, Tenja, who have agencies or have Performance on Point, who are helping kids who then grow into adults, who then stay in the industry and are local, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So if somebody wants to take lessons from you, if somebody wants to be coached by you, how do they do that?
You can just reach me at Performance. I do have a website, but to be honest, it's easier to just just performanceonpoint@gmail.com.
There it is.
And you can, so keep it easy, Performance on Point, all one word, @gmail.com.
Love it.
Or through Instagram, Tenja. And so also just for my name, it's Tenja. So when if you're looking on Instagram, then that way you can contact me through Tenja that way.
Yes.
Tenja,
Yes.
Hagenberg, or Performance on Point. And so
Perfect.
Sometimes I'm super good at social media, and sometimes I'm always good for messages. But I was like, sometimes, like this morning being here, I was like, okay, I haven't really touched social media. And we did a student showcase in June, and I hadn't yet, like, I've been away throughout the summer and whatnot, hadn't said what we raised with that event. And so I finally was like, okay, we got to get that post out today. I was like, I'm so bad. But that's something also I would like to share is the student showcases, because we do one every year. We've been doing them at the Greg Freeland Theatre in Niagara Falls, and we donate 100% of the seat and raffle sales to the Canadian Mental Health Association. And so with this one that we just had in June, our grand total is now over 20,000 that we've raised.
Good for you.
Pretty awesome.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, good for you. That's incredible. Yeah, so I mean, if you're a viewer and you're looking to get involved somehow, I know we have Tenja, you can't see it, but we have your name. It's very bold and big, and we have your little Facebook page up on the left. I love the comment you made about social media, because when Tenja and I did Beauty and the Beast together, there would be moments of like, hey Jess, am I doing this on Instagram right? Like, what is this? Like, how do I post this? And I love it. You've come such a long way. I'm so proud of you.
I've got to hang a Canva now, but like I was like, I'm still offline, and it still takes me like 45 minutes to do a post, because I get like, am I doing it right? Is it going to go right?
I love it.
And even today, I tried to do a story saying I'm going live with Jess Wilson. put it on there, but I didn't take myself, so
Yeah.
I couldn't share it on my own. I was like, ugh. So
Yeah,
had to
I saw you
take it.
posted it twice, and I was like, Tenya's here. Tenya's arrived. She's here. And I love
One
it.
day off.
Well, thank you so much for taking time out of your extremely busy schedule. I know today's like your only day off ever, and like you have one day off a year, and this is it. So thank you for coming on and talking. And I think you're going to have a lot of people interested in what you do because you're phenomenal and kind and gorgeous and awesome. And I see your dog in the back just chilling on his little
that's
dog bed.
co-director. That's Hutch. We
Yeah.
have 3 of them now, so we've got co-director, co-co-director, and co-co-co-director.
Hatch is just chilling. Well, thank you so much, Tenja. I appreciate you coming on, and I'm sure I will see you maybe even this afternoon. I will see you very soon.
Have a great one. Thanks for having
Thanks,
me.
Tenja.
Bye.
She's the best. I love her. She's so fun, and she's really the person you want to know if you're trying to get involved in the Niagara theater scene, but also just like if you have children wanting to get involved in the Niagara theater scene. Like, Tenja is the person to know, and she's lovely, as you can see. She has the most infectious
That's just why
smile.
I'm so happy that you came in to host this show today, Jess, because I think without you, I would never meet people like Tenja that are
Well.
doing incredible things. I mean, my parents have gone on every single cruise ever, and I've been on a few, and the talent there is incredible,
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes you don't know that, you know what, the gorgeous woman you see up there that's a singer, the triple threat, the quadruple threat, she's from St. Catharines.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
we have so much talent here, so thank you so much for introducing me and everybody else to Tenja. That's so cool.
Tenya's great. We love Tenja. She's so wonderful, and I'm so glad I got her on because I honestly thought she was going to be so busy, and we secured her for the interview, so it's great. I think we're going to talk a little bit about, I think we got some news coming up.
Yeah, let's start with the cute one.
Okay, this is my favorite piece of news I've ever seen in my life. A bunch of chicks, 2,400 chicks actually, fell onto the highway, the QEW, Toronto bound. And look at all of these little chicks. This is kind of my dream, to be in a field of little baby chicks. Like, not that I want them to fall out of a truck, obviously, but like, that is so cute. It's like an Easter egg hunt, but instead of Easter eggs, it's chicks. And there's so many of them. And this is just like the cutest thing I've ever seen in my life. Oh, come on. Is there there's a picture close-up of one of them, I think, too. Oh my gosh, look how fluffy they are. Come on. That is the cutest thing I've ever seen.
You would have taken one home.
I would have taken 5 home. I would have had a farm. They're probably so confused. They're like, what's going on? That is adorable. And I'm pretty sure they all got out safe, so thank goodness for that. That is just such a fun piece of news.
I mean,
Oh my gosh.
these people got stories for weeks, eh?
I know. I hope they all got to take a chick home as a thank you.
I don't know how big of a rush I would have to be in to not stop.
I know, right?
I mean, we've all had those times where I'm late and I got to get to this thing, but chicks,
Chicks, this is so cute. They're just so small and fluffy.
that could have been you, Jess.
I know. Where was I? I'm always QEW Toronto bound.
That woman there, she still has a smile on her face today.
She probably does. It kind of looks like me. Same hair color, too. I wish that was me. Okay, so we started with the good news. Now we're going to move on to, there was an accident. Here it is. Somebody slammed into the St. Paul Street West Bridge, which I was saying to Kevin earlier. I can't really judge because I can barely parallel park. But there it is. Wow.
This is the one I always call it the Dukes of Hazzard Bridge, because it seems that you could catch air if you go fast enough.
Do a lot of people crash into this?
I don't know. I mean, in the comments, people seem to indicate that, yeah, it's happened before, but I don't know how it...
Maybe there's just no stop sign or no light. Oh my
There's
gosh.
done nothing, but how do you... I mean, this guy, like, split the uprights.
Yeah, your car's going right to the junkyard after that. Oh my gosh. I hope everybody's okay. I'm sure if there's pictures, everybody is fine, but that is just insane.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, you missed it by a long shot.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I mean, I'm a bad driver, but I'm not that bad. That's pretty rough.
Have you been in accidents, Jess?
I've never been in an accident, but one time I was pulled over because my sticker was expired and I didn't know I had to get new stickers. I was 16. I'm 26 now and I haven't been in an accident since, knock on wood, which is kind of good. I do a lot of highway driving. Got my oil changed yesterday because I'm a very responsible driver, but I would never do that. It's a lot to handle. It's like out of a movie. It is Dukes of Hazzard. You're so right.
You know what I think? This was Tuesday. Remember, it really poured on Tuesday. It was Tuesday
was.
day. It rained like all day.
Yeah, my gig was canceled actually.
And
Yeah.
the roads look a little wet.
Maybe slippery. Is there a stop sign there? No
No,
way.
there's nothing. This is the bridge. It's real. I think it's slated to be renovated, along with when there's going to be a housing development. I think that's proposed for kind of across Ridley and some rejigging
okay.
of the roads.
Right.
And in all of that, I think they're going to replace this bridge, but it goes over the railway. And yeah, it's a steep incline and a steep decline. So if you got a pickup truck and you're driving above the speed limit, you might get some air. But this guy here didn't clear the hazard.
No. Oh my gosh. Well, I hope everybody's okay, and I hope that it doesn't happen again. Obviously, people are commenting saying that it happens a lot. Then maybe there needs to be something there. Wow. I think we have a lost wallet. We had a lost wallet with $300 in it. We have to put him up, Kevin, because he's the cutest little old man I've ever seen in my life, and I really want him to find his wallet. Oh my God, look at him. Okay, so Thomas lost his wallet at the Food Basics on Feulled Road in Welland. That is big Food Basics, and also may I add the worst parking lot in the world. So bad, like the worst.
I'm trying to remember on Feulled, the Food Basics.
It's like right beside, I think there's a Rexall there. It's right by Centennial.
Yeah, okay.
It's a horrible parking lot.
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah, that's awful.
Awful.
Yeah,
it's like
awful.
you never know what's going to happen. I feel like things are coming at me from all angles, and I'm like, oh my God, what's happening?
Is it worse than the Camisos in Niagara
No.
Falls on Feulled Stone? I think that's the worst.
Nothing is worse except maybe the Fifth Street Plaza in Welland, but the Camisos parking lot is awful.
The one in Niagara Falls there.
Yes. So bad.
Where the Canadian or where the McDonald's is and the Tim Hortons.
Yep.
It's brutal.
Awful. Yeah, it's dangerous. Fighting for my life in that parking lot always. But there's $300 in the wallet and gift cards that he got for his birthday, but most importantly, I believe his birth certificate was also in there. So like money can be replaced. I mean, it sucks, but like a birth certificate, especially, that's really hard to go about. So if anybody has found this wallet, be a good person and return it. And if
It just looks like everybody's grandpa.
I know, look how cute he is. I love his little mustache. Oh my God.
So
Thomas,
hopefully
if you're watching this, I think you're a great human. And Melanie, you too. Oh my gosh. He's so sad. Somebody get this man his wallet. I can't handle that. That's so sad. But anyways, keep your eyes out.
You know what, Jess? I'm going to keep us on track here, and let's just take some time out to thank our sponsors,
Yes.
beginning with the Carlo and the gang at Performance Heating and Air.
Yes, so we have our sponsors to thank, Performance Heating and Air. We also have Verge Insurance Group, Fueling Niagara, and of course, Gale's Gas Bar. Thank you so much for sponsoring the show. Oh, sorry, did I go too fast? Verge
Yeah, you went a little quick.
Group.
You just got to flower up. So, Verge Insurance for all your insurance needs. Go see them. They're right on Ontario Street.
Insurance, and then we have Fueling Niagara, which is
We got Gales.
one of our sponsors. We have Gales.
So one cool thing about Gales, a couple cool things that we've learned about Gales, and I'll inform you here, Jessica. You know what? I'll throw myself on the screen, so it's not just some.
This is all you, Kevin.
So Gales, a couple things. One, they are Ontario's only living wage employer in the petroleum industry.
No way.
And
Okay,
this
we
is a-
love Gales for that.
Yeah, it's a local Niagara company. So when you see those guys, working at the Bob's Fast and Fresh Convenience, you see them pumping your gas, they're getting a good wage. And it's substantially more than the other big conglomerates, even though you would think the conglomerates probably have deeper pockets.
Yeah.
But Gales goes out of their way to make sure that they're a Niagara company and they care about the people that work for them, and all that money stays right here in Niagara. It's awesome.
And you know what? Now that I know that, I don't mind paying an extra couple cents for a liter of gas. That's great. I had no idea. Good for them.
And
Good
one
on
of the
you,
other
Gales.
things is, and we did an interview probably about 8-10 months ago, is Gales went out of their way and they became one of the very first rainbow registered businesses. And there's a new, I don't know if it's an Ontario or a Canadian Chamber of Commerce, specifically for LGBTQ 2+ communities. And businesses can spend a little money and go through a bit of an administrative process to have themselves rainbow registered. So you know that when you go to a Gales gas bar, that you are going to be welcome no matter your race, no matter your gender, no matter your identity. It does not matter.
I love that. Which
And-
everywhere should be like that.
And you know
but
what? They stick to that too, Jess. There was times where there was a guy working at one of the Bob's Fast and Fresh. And we played video of it. We made a whole big deal out of it because it is a big deal. They went out of their way to post the video and say, our employee was attacked using homophobic slurs. And all he was doing was working his job at the convenience store. And they had video that said, look, these two jerks came in here. They used the cash machine. And I think they even picked up packages of peanuts or gummies and threw them at the guy. And like, what is that about?
I hate that.
Right? And we talk about in Niagara about us having to be better. Last week on the show, we highlighted and we put a little post out there about how many people in Niagara with accessible parking passes.
I saw this.
Yeah, it's
yes,
brutal.
I saw this.
And then you saw all the comments on the other posts, and we just need to be better, Niagara, and that's why we share them, because it's up to each and every one of us. And I don't know about you, Jess. You said you're 26 years old. I'll tell you, I'm 45, and I've changed. I may not have changed much, right? People look, you're still the same guy, but really, I've changed. I've changed since I was 26, and I share that with you to let people know that you can.
Well, and that's what we're supposed to do as human beings. We can't be the same person we are our whole life. And if you have time to change or educate yourself or learn or grow, like that's literally what we're supposed to do. You're supposed to change. You're supposed to grow. Don't
just think that the thoughts and beliefs that are your foundation at 26 need to be your rock at 45. They don't. You can completely erode that and build yourself back up.
Yeah.
If you came from a household where ethnic or racial slurs were tolerated, it doesn't mean you have to tolerate it. It doesn't.
Yeah.
You just...
And you shouldn't. You shouldn't.
Better point, yeah.
Yeah, I think every town needs to improve. Everybody needs to improve. There's always room to grow and expand and educate yourself, and there's no shame in that. It's actually a great thing to do. And I love that they're a rainbow business. I absolutely love that. I had no idea. Living Wage and Rainbow, we love Gales. I'm filling my tank before Toronto at Gales today. Thanks, Gales.
Yeah, make sure to do that. So we've got Lucas Spinosa coming up at the show. We're going to feature, I asked you because you're in the music scene here. We always wrap up the show featuring a music artist. And right away I said, who do you want to feature? And you mentioned this guy. Why Caleb Fast?
Okay, so Caleb Fast is amazing. He is a up-and-coming rap artist from Niagara. I'm very good friends with his older brother, Cole. And I've kind of grown up around the Fast family. They've been in my life for the last 10 years, and they are the most magnificent group of people you will ever meet in your life. And Caleb is like extremely hardworking, messaging, all of these artists and these venues to get shows and to get his music out there. And I've been there and I've been in that position, and he's working really, really hard. And I just feel like he deserves the time and he deserves the recognition. I have a real soft spot for musicians who are up and coming. Not that I'm necessarily a rapper, but I can connect in the sense where it's hard. It's hard to break into the Niagara music industry. It's really hard. It can be cliquey, and I'm a big fan of everything that Caleb does, and his family is just wonderful. So.
You ever collab with a rapper?
My cousin Alan is a rapper, and we did a Christmas song, California Christmas, a couple years ago, 2 years ago. And he did a feature on one of my songs, and I had the best time. It was so great. Rapping is really hard. People don't think it's hard, but it's hard. Even if you look at musicals like Hamilton, it's like, how do you get all those words out? What's happening? Rapping is an art. It is poetry, and it is hard. When it's done right.
When it's done right,
it is hard. And Caleb's doing it right.
Sometimes I think if you look, and I'm a big fan of rap and hip hop, and listen to all genres, but big fan of that, and you're so right. If you were to write down the lyrics in a rap song and put them next to a lyric in a country song, a rock song, almost any other genre, the rap song probably has 3 or 4 times as many words in it.
Oh, 100%.
Like it's
100%.
It's such a list, and it's so difficult when it's done right.
Yes.
And unfortunately, critics generally go and use when it's done wrong as their examples.
Exactly, yeah. But I mean, I can say Caleb is doing a great job, and just really, really fantastic.
So we're still waiting on Lucas here, Lucas Spinosa, the owner of Black Sheep Coffee Roasters. We're going to talk to him about a few things. You're also collabing with him musically, but what do we want to talk about? We got some Good Samaritan stories. Is there anything that we still want to touch on here,
We
Jess?
do, yeah. I would actually let's take the opportunity to talk a little bit about TIFF coming up.
Yes, let's do that.
Toronto International Film Festival is coming up, which is really exciting. If you were following me or know of me, you know that I go every year. Last year and this year I'm working alongside AIA Image Agency, which is owned by Frank Garcuri. And basically we are covering the festival this year, which is really exciting. There they are pulled up. Lots of really big names come to Toronto. Even last year there were big names, but this year they're kind of making up for the last 2 years. Really great Canadian filmmakers at TIFF this year as well. Some standouts. I know that's me working at a private party at TIFF last year. Look how professional I am with my little mask and my camera. Quite professional there. But we covered Joshua Jackson's private party at Liquid Media Group, and it was a really good time. But this year we're covering some premieres and we're doing some private parties. Really great movies coming up. Steven Spielberg has a movie coming up there with Paul Dano and Seth Rogen called The Fablemans. It's already getting Oscar hype. You also have, of course, Jane Fonda and Lily Tomlin in Moving On. I'm going to go and get my 9 to 5 script signed, which I'm very excited about. And you also have Olivia Colman in Empire of Light. Daniel Radcliffe is coming. He's playing Weird Al Yankovic in the documentary that's being put on there. Hugh Jackman, Laura Dern, Anthony Hopkins, Brendan Fraser, Russell Crowe, Zac Efron, Bill Murray, Frances McDormand, Claire Foy, Kristen Chenoweth, Billy Eichner, Deborah Messing, Anya Taylor-Joy from Queen's Gambit, Florence Pugh, Harry Styles, maybe, we'll see. But all of these like really massive names coming to Toronto, and it's great for the Canadian film industry. And if you're in Niagara and you want to watch the films, they do offer a digital pass, which allows you to watch the movies at home, which is a really great way. We were talking earlier about accessibility, and that's a great way.
Now, what do you know about the Weird Al biopic? I only got wind of this this week because it's coming to TIFF. Do you know anything? I mean, I'm a huge Weird Al fan.
I know. Well, I know that it's their Midnight Madness premiere this year, so that's their Midnight Madness they always give to a movie that gets a lot of hype. Daniel Radcliffe, like Harry Potter, is playing Weird Al, which is interesting. I've seen the trailer and he looks a lot like him, but Weird Al was on the production team for it, so I would imagine that he probably had some say in it. It actually looks really good. I think it's going to be really good.
I noticed my kids watch a show that Weird Al does a voice in, and he also sings the theme song.
Oh, what show is that?
I can't remember. It's off the top of my head. I don't know. It's Murphy's Law.
Yes,
Milo Murphy.
okay, yes.
And I think he plays Milo Murphy. And, it's just coming from the other room, and I'd heard it so many times, and then one day it just clicked. I'm like, that's Weird Al.
Yeah.
And, oh, my gosh, that's Weird Al, and he's involved in this production. And we talked earlier in the show about, about if you never hear people say nice things. Think about Weird Al, how long he's been around.
Yes.
And how long he's kept his nose clean.
Yes.
He's been in the spotlight, however big you want to shine a spotlight on Weird Al, for 30 or 40 years, and he's never done anything wrong.
Yeah.
You're in the spotlight for that long and nobody finds it. Weird Al's just, to me, top of the tops.
And I didn't know that Weird Al also dated Madonna. Did you know this?
Yeah, that came out. I saw that as a trivia. I
did not know that I don't know how Weird Al landed Madonna, but they dated for a little bit, which I kind of love. And I think all this stuff is going to come out in this biopic, and I'm really, really, really excited. I'm planning on going to see the premiere, so I will let you know how it is.
Cool. Yeah, please report in. And you know what? When we're doing our show live next week, maybe we can set something up with you, do a live hit from TIFF or something like that.
We will see. We'll see in the next couple weeks. Yeah, we should do a follow-up. I'll give you my film reviews. I'm very excited. All right, perfect. So we have my good friend, Mr. Lucas Spinosa, on today, which I am so excited about. As you see, Black Sheep Coffee Roasters, formerly known as the Black Sheep Lounge. We're going to let him talk about the rebrand a little bit. There he is. Hey, Lucas. Lucas and I are currently doing a duo together called After School.
Hi, Jess. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? Hi. We are currently doing a duo together called After School, and that's why I want to bring him on, because a lot of people don't know that Lucas and I are actually cousins, and Lucas is an extremely talented drummer and singer, and now we have this duo that we're going around and playing at festivals and events. We just played Ribfest before I left for the East Coast. We've been doing gigs back to back, and so I kind of wanted to bring him on to have him talk a little bit about that, and also Black Sheep Coffee Roasters, because I think there's a huge rebrand going on, and I just want to kind of let you, talk about it and let you do your thing. So hi, Lucas. How are you?
I'm amazing. How are you?
I'm good. You're looking very handsome today, Lucas.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much.
What's going on over there? Are you coming at us from your place right now?
Yeah. So actually, I'm in my office right now. I was originally going to do this on my computer, but I'm like, the camera quality is way better on an iPhone. So.
Yeah, you look great. Crystal clear.
Come on, right?
Yeah.
Backlighting and everything.
Yes, there it is. Yeah, you're glowing. I have 2 lights on me right now, and you're glowing more than I am. Oh my gosh, look at the quality over there.
I was cutting grass for like 2.5 hours.
Were you? Lucky you. You're a glass cutting business now, eh? Okay, so Lucas, tell us a little bit about what's going on at Black Sheep Coffee Roasters, formerly Black Sheep Lounge. What's different? What's new? What's going on? Give us a lowdown.
And I think we're having some freezing issues there.
Yeah, I think we are too.
Black Sheep Coffee Roasters, which is too bad because you're bang on. He's Looking good. Lucas is
know.
prepped. He's ready to go.
He's so well lit.
Okay. Yeah, Lucas. So start again. We're just having some freezing issues.
Yeah,
so anything
sorry
you
about
said,
that.
we missed. But yeah, Jess, set it up.
Okay, what's new about Black Sheep Coffee Roasters? How is that different from Black Sheep Lounge, and what's going on?
Sure. Easiest way to explain it is for the first 5 years Black Sheep was open, we were known as Black Sheep Lounge. Main reason for that is when we opened so much a title, like when you think bar and grill or cafe, lounge really meant to hang out or just a place to chill, right? And so we had live music and all sorts of great live events. We became a restaurant, which was not a conscious choice. It just kind of happened. Started with snacks and then it blew up into a restaurant. And then in, I guess, 2020, once COVID hit, our business changed drastically. Everything became takeout, which is not something that we focused on before. And so after about 6 months into the pandemic, we decided we'll scrap the kitchen and focus full-time on coffee. And at that time, we were coming up on our 5th anniversary and we wanted to have a rebrand visually, but we weren't really thinking about changing the name. But it wasn't until the coffee side of things, our roasting side of the business blew up, that we thought, okay, maybe this is a good time to change lounge to coffee roasters, which is what we did. And we just hit our 7th anniversary. So we've had the past 2 years or so roasting and shipping nationwide. And it's been a change, but working out really well for us, luckily.
Amazing. Yeah, everywhere I go, I feel like I see your coffee beans stand. I'm always like, that's Lucas. Look at him doing his thing. It's great. And you've kind of rearranged the place around a little bit too. So if you are watching and haven't been in a while, definitely go grab a cup of coffee and see what it looks like. You have a beautiful spot to sit outside too. It's great.
Yeah, and it's going to change again, which is really nice. So come January, we're moving our roaster out of the Welland location and we're going to be putting it in a more of a farm warehouse kind of location. And then the Welland shop will be a full-blown cafe. We're going to open up more seating, more, I guess, kind of ironically lounge style. So more benches and couches and things like that. We're bringing a stage back and we can start focusing on live music again. And we just started doing comedy, which has been fun too.
Yes, yeah. So tell us about the comedy. Is there another event coming up anytime soon?
Yeah, so the next one's September 18th. We're thinking about doing it on the 3rd Sunday of every month now. We have been doing it on the last Sunday of every month, but just scheduling and everything like that. There's a guy named Kelly Cry who started the Rose City Comedy Collective here in Welland. And he's been doing a great job hosting events across mostly Welland, but other parts of the region as well now. And fortunately, we do something cool here called Laughs and Lattes. It's an afternoon show, which is nice. It's a dry event, so there's no booze, but that means you have to be a hell of a lot more funny.
Yes,
if you're not
100%.
funny and we're not drinking, you're not going to get a laugh. So
That's
so
true.
it's been a lot of fun.
That's awesome, Lucas. And I actually just have to mention, I went in and had a sneak preview of Lucas's fall menu. I had an iced pumpkin spice latte. I don't think that's available though yet, right? Not yet.
It will be. Well, we were thinking about doing it today because it's September 1st, but I think we're going to launch it this weekend. So
All right,
you guys get the sneak preview here.
Yeah. The sneak preview is sorry. Was that supposed to be a surprise? Did I spoil that? No, it's fine. Okay,
You can't really surprise people with pumpkin spice and cafes. So.
Well, I went in and I tried the iced pumpkin spice latte, and I am a PSL queen. I love a pumpkin spice latte, and it was one of the best pumpkin spice lattes. Not too sweet. It was just like natural pumpkin. It was so good. You use pumpkin puree in that, right? Yeah. So
pumpkin
so
puree,
good.
cloves, everything.
It's like fall in a cup. We have some images coming up. There's you putting up your new sign. I love your new logo, your Black Sheep cup. I'm obsessed with that.
Thank you.
Yeah, so cute.
That's the design behind me. It's probably hard to see here, but that was one of our T-shirt designs about 1.5 years ago. And in that design, that mug logo you're talking about is in that. And I fell in love with that little piece. So I asked our artist if he could separate that and make it its own image. And so it's kind of become our official logo, even though our thing is kind of having graphic designs now. So we have all sorts of different Flash characters that we've been featuring too now.
Yeah, it looks awesome. I love your rebranding. It's really hard for a big business, especially at your scale, to rebrand. So like, good for you guys, because I would probably lose my mind. And I mean, we're friends, so I see it on this side of the table, I guess. But okay, so I have to ask, and I know I already know the answer to this, but I have to ask because people are going to ask. Municipal elections are coming up.
Yeah.
Do you have any plans on doing anything with politics anytime soon, or are you just chilling and focusing on coffee?
Definitely not planning on running myself, but I have been active. There's many people at the municipal level that have are either first time running or running for the second or third time, and they've come to me asking kind of some advice because obviously when I did run the last time in 2018, it was a successful campaign and we did things that were different, and it's still valuable for people to learn from that, and myself included. So it's been interesting seeing how things have changed since the pandemic. People just seem even less interested than normal. So trying to get people aware, or at least to care in the smallest, is not an easy task, but it's good. So long answer is no, I'm not running, but I'm still involved.
All right. Well, I had to ask. I know it's a question on everybody's minds, and I love that you had a chance to kind of come on and talk about the rebrand. I want to shift gears a little bit and talk a little bit about our duo, because we're going to do some shameless plug right now.
After school.
So for those of you who don't know, Lucas and I have a duo together. It's new-ish, but in the last year and a half, maybe.
Yep.
Lucas is a really good drummer, which we will get into. He'll kind of talk about his experience on the music side of things. But our duo name is After School. It's named after the song Stacy's Mom. I'm not going to go into the story because it's kind of like a you had to be there kind of thing. But Lucas, tell our viewers, for those of them who don't know you, you drum and you're really good. So what's your music career? Where'd you get started? What are you doing? What's going on?
Well, thank you, first and foremost, for that. I'm so used to you insulting me when there's no cameras on, so this is new for me.
I'm your boss. I have to be professional.
I'm just kidding. But no, so I've been drumming since I was 11 and really enjoyed doing it. I like to think that I never really wanted to pursue it professionally, but every time I say that in front of my dad, he corrects me and said, no, when you were a teenager, you wanted to, and I think he's right. So before I opened the shop, I spent 2 years playing semi-professionally and played in the Bible Belt, mostly in the States. So I had my P2 and spent a lot of time touring around Texas and Arkansas and things like that, which was a lot of fun. And that's really what made me decide I don't want to do this forever, because I do love playing music. I love recording music even more. I love playing on my own. I love playing with other people. But I definitely couldn't do the tour lifestyle. That was a little bit too much for me. I'm too much of a prima donna. I need air conditioning and clean sheets,
Why are you gigging with me then? Air conditioning and clean sheets, good Lord.
No, at least in the hotels.
At least in the hotels. And Lucas is really, really phenomenal. So if you have a chance to come see us, I don't think we're gigging. I'm looking at my calendar right now. Our next gig is October 8th, Thanksgiving weekend at Casa Hugo in Crystal Beach from 8 p.m. to midnight. But if you have a chance to come see the duo, it's really spectacular. We work really well together. We are blood related, but we are also great friends. And I thought I was an extrovert, and then I met Lucas and found out I was not an extrovert. And Lucas is the most extroverted, fun person to play with. So thank you for coming on. I know you're very busy. Is there anything else you want to add before I let you go?
No, not really, other than you're great also. And for anyone who's watching and hasn't checked out you, jessicawilson.ca, yeah?
Thanks. You're going to raise at your next gig for slipping that in.
See? Of course.
All right, amazing. Well, I will see you very soon. I think actually next time I see you will be your wedding. So I will see you at your wedding. Congratulations.
That's right.
Poor
Thank
Katie,
you so much.
but you're very lucky.
Lucky me.
Lucky you. And I will see you very soon, my dude. I have your ukulele. I'm going to give it back to you.
Thank you, Jess. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you for making time.
You know what? It's Kevin behind the scenes. I didn't know that. Congratulations to you and your bride-to-be. That's really cool. I love it when people get married.
Oh,
so
thank
congratulations, guys. I hope all goes well.
Yay.
I appreciate you, brother. Thank you, guys. Have a good night.
I love Lucas.
Awesome.
He's great. He's a great duo partner, super reliable, really talented. I love that he got to talk a little bit about his drumming career, because he really has kind of done it and never really gets to talk about it because he's a coffee man now. I
had no idea. Seriously, until he looks the part, right? But I had no idea that he had a musical background. He said, "Oh yeah, I'm playing." I'm like,
and he's really good.
Lucas Spinosa, the former counselor, the Black Sheep Coffee Roasters guy, that guy who is also a musician. Man, so many talented people here.
Lucas, I'm pretty sure Lucas also has perfect pitch, and what that means is when I play a key on the piano, he can tell me what key that is. So if I'm playing a B flat, but I just play the key, he can be like, that's in the key of this, or that's a B flat, and it's crazy. He can tell when my guitar is out of tune what string exactly it is, and I have that a little bit, but nothing like Lucas has. He's very talented.
Yeah, I know. So this shot here that we see on screen, this means that we've reached the end of the show.
Oh my gosh, I did it.
I know, you did it, Jess.
How'd I do, guys? Did I do okay?
Ça c'est incroyable. That was a home run.
Do you think?
Yeah, in industry speak, I've given that a home run.
Thanks. I feel good about it. I have my little Cosmo, my little laptop set up with everything here.
Looks like you need a refill, though.
I know. Well, I gotta drive, so I can't, but I do love a good Cosmo.
You know what? The show's wrapping up, though, so we'll go talk to Mel behind the bar. Maybe you can get a Virgin Cosmo or something like that.
A Virgin Cosmo. Love it. I'm there. Yeah, thank you for having me. This has been great, and I hope that everybody enjoyed it. And thank you to Tenja and Nathanael and Lucas for coming on, like 3 very busy people, and I hope that I get to do this again whenever, Lee is busy, because I know he's a very busy guy. So I hope you guys enjoyed everything that was on the show.
Yeah, and let's set up, Caleb Fast is coming on, and the
Yes.
song, do you have it down there?
Yes, Caleb Fast, Wish You Were Mine.
Bye.
Bye. See ya.
I'm so lonely, baby. Can you come and save me? I got these demons in me. And I've been down so low before, my heart's been getting cold. Wanting you to call my phone, cause I can't let you go. Tryna let go of this love, girl, it just feels so wrong. Wanted you to keep me close, but I watched you move on. And I've been tryna move on from your love, it tortured me. Wanted you to feel so hated by society. You're telling everyone you never really trusted me. I gave you my heart, you took it, and you made me bleed. Yeah, you made me bleed. Left me so lonely. Please come and rescue me. You're my remedy. You're my remedy. You cured me from the pain inside. Tryna let go of your love, I'm trapped inside my mind. Wanted to give up this fight, but I lost every time. Never had a place to call home, so I called you mine. So I called you mine, I just wasted some time, cause I wish you were mine. I just wish you were mine. I call every night, cause I wish you were mine. I just wish you were mine. I just wish you were mine.